Holy shit, oh my god, I'm talking about manga again. I'm gonna talk about manga. My last video that I did about manga, really did perform quite well, and I've honestly been reading tons of manga right now, and I just want to talk about it. So, let's talk about the long-awaited release of Choujin X, the new series by Sui Ishida, the mangaka of Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul, you all know it. Some of you love it, some of you hate it. Some of you have only watched the anime, some of you have only watched the manga. Now, I don't want to get too into my feelings on Tokyo Ghoul, but frankly, I don't like it. I read the manga, I watched the anime, I did not interact with Ri at all. I might read Ri at some point, but overall, I did not like Tokyo Ghoul. And even though I did not like Tokyo Ghoul, I was super excited to read Choujin X. Choujin X came out the day I finished Tokyo Ghoul, the day I was finally done, because I really just hated that series. I didn't enjoy reading it. It bored me, and it was a slog to get through, honestly. So I was happy to be done, but when I saw that Choujin X was coming out, I wasn't like, not this shit again. I was like, yeah, I want to read it. I want to give it a chance. So, how was Chapter 1 of Choujin X? I thought it was pretty decent. Ishida-sensei is a great artist, and he's very capable, but I thought that a lot of his talent wasn't really shown in Tokyo Ghoul, at least the first part of it. He had some beautiful cityscapes, and stuff looked good when he was really trying, but overall it wasn't that unique. That's why I'm so glad to see that the character designs and the art style of Choujin X stand out so much from Tokyo Ghoul. The character designs are just stylish and cartoony enough to be fun and to be interesting from an art style perspective, but I don't think it will take away from any serious moments that this series will probably have in the future. It's really refreshing to see coming from Tokyo Ghoul, because every design in that was mostly realistic and anatomically correct, but then out of nowhere some weird wacky monster men would show up and it would just clash super hard. Yeah, so unlike Tokyo Ghoul, all the characters actually look like they belong in this world. And the world they belong in is pretty interesting as well. We got these superhumans called Choujin. We don't really know much about the power system yet, but it looks like that one fire guy just fucking ignites everything, sets his whole body on fire. He's wearing a suit and it doesn't burn up, so maybe that'll be explained, maybe that won't. I don't think that really matters, but that's just a detail that was there. One guy is stretching. He's like Luffy. He's got the gum. And our main character, he's like Birdman. He's got like the owl mask that Kaneki had in Tokyo Ghoul. And honestly, in Tokyo Ghoul, I thought it was really dumb. But hopefully in this series, they'll take it in a much cooler direction. Superhumans, these Choujin. Choujin literally translates to superhuman. So, you know, I guess say whichever one you want. They're the top dogs around here. They run the world. The normal people are oppressed by them, which is a super interesting inversion of that trope. The normal humans are the ones that are helpless at the hands of the superhumans. I think this setup has a lot of potential to do a lot of interesting things down the line. What's also interesting is that in one chapter, Ishida-sensei made me care more about Tokyo and Azuma more than I ever cared about Kaneki and Hide in the 144 chapters of Tokyo Ghoul that I read. Just from this one chapter, we get a ton of insight to their backstory and their current relationship. They're cool dude bros hanging out on the lookout. They're trying to help people, trying to beat up some punks. That's a dynamic I really like in anything it shows up in. It already seems like their past has a lot to do with the powers that Tokyo was given, and it seems like this relationship, this duo, is going to carry the series throughout. It's not going to be like Tokyo Ghoul, where Kaneki was just making decisions for himself and going through hanging out with other characters and, you know, everyone coming and going. We're going to have, or at least I think and I hope we're going to have a central duo of two characters to bounce off each other, which I think will help the series so much, not only in differentiating it from Tokyo Ghoul, but also just in its characterization, in its action, in its drama. I think it could work so much better if it was operating around a duo. Now, I don't know. I'm not Ishida sensei. He can do whatever he wants. He's a fucking famous mangaka. And speaking of him doing whatever he wants, that's a fucking segue. But basically, this manga is serializing in a magazine I had never heard before. It is called Tonari no Young Jump. Now, if you don't know, Young Jump is the magazine that Tokyo Ghoul ran. It also has several other manga like Gantz, one of my favorites, Yokai Girls, and other popular seinen titles like Kingdom. So now with this Tonari no Young Jump thing, he is just making chapters at his own leisure, without time constraints, it's not weekly, it's not monthly. He's just gonna release chapters whenever they're done, and they're gonna be free to read on Manga Plus, which is free and official. I'll probably talk about that a little later. So I'm very excited to be reading another series as it comes out. And yeah, it'll be very easy to follow it as it comes out since it's not on a schedule. Since I won't have to make sure I read it every week or every month. Even though waiting for Attack on Titan every month was kind of painful. Yeah, so I am thoroughly interested in seeing where Choujin X goes. The fight in the end of the first chapter was better than anything Tokyo Ghoul had to offer, and I'm quite intrigued to see where, Tokyo getting his powers will lead him, and how this will affect Tokyo and Azuma's relationship, and how they will carry themselves throughout the rest of the series. As a Tokyo Ghoul hater, as a Tokyo Ghoul not enjoyer, I'm really excited about Choujin X, and I hope it's good. I hope I like it, and yeah, I just want to have fun and read manga. That's the end. That's my answer. Is Choujin X better than Tokyo Ghoul? Yes, I mean I don't even like Tokyo Ghoul, so maybe I'm not qualified to even say that. I don't know. Maybe I should have someone who really likes Tokyo Ghoul inform my opinion or inform the masses on whether you should read Choujin X or Tokyo Ghoul. But speaking of reading Choujin X, you can read it for free, completely legally, on Manga Plus. Now, Manga Plus, I'm not sponsored, by the way. I just want to tell you what Manga Plus is, because I didn't know, and I was kind of confused by it, and I think it's really cool. So Manga Plus, it's owned by Shueisha, the company that owns Shonen Jump, Young Jump, bunch of other magazines. It is where you can read the latest chapters of the latest series right now for free, completely legally. You can read My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen, Dr. Stone, and tons more. And of course, Choujin X. Alright, that's about all I have to say about Choujin X as far as the first chapter goes. I don't know if I'm going to talk about every chapter individually as they release, but we will see. I might if I have enough to say about them. Alright, so for now, I've been Brotagonist. Thank you so much for watching. And have a great day, See ya another time. Alright, end slate time. We're doing the end slate. We're keeping it real. We're talking about manga. My Attack on Titan video did really good. Now, I mentioned that earlier in this video. It did really good, and I got a lot of comments. A lot that were hate comments, but it was fun. It's fun to see, the discussion. So, I want to talk about manga more. I'm not pivoting my content exclusively to manga. I just want to talk about manga more. Because talking about anime is hard because fucking copyright and shit. I made a video about Toradora. I slaved over that video for like weeks while trying to keep up with college work that I probably didn't do as well as I could have. And I wasn't able to upload it. So you guys, whoever is actually watching this, by the way, you fucking base, dude. Can I get a snap in the chat for that? Yeah, so that video just wasn't allowed to be put on YouTube. So if I make manga videos, then no one's gonna copyright the manga videos, right? Right? So that's definitely one reason I want to pivot more to manga. But also, I've just been reading a lot of manga recently, and I want to talk about it. So yeah, I want to do manga. I think the manga community on YouTube has been getting really interesting and a lot better than it was, because manga reviews or chapter reviews used to be so poor in comparison to anime reviews back in the day. I'm talking like 2012 era. And now they're really cool. So yeah, I kind of want to throw my hat into that ring, and I'm very excited about it. Yeah, so I think that's all I got. I think that's all I got. You know, hype for Choujin X Chapter 2, whenever that may be. Maybe this month, maybe next month. I honestly hope we get 2 chapters a month. I think that would just be, you know, a really cool and sustainable release schedule. But I'm not the author, and he can do whatever he wants, supposedly. So that'll happen. We'll get it. It'll come out. I'll talk about it. All right. That's all I got. Once again, thank you so much for sticking through, watching the whole video. Come on. That's awesome, man. Thanks. All right. I'm out of here.